Savanna, of course, the Dallas Aesthetician, the superstar of social media. And I'm here to ask a very serious question because it bothers so many people who started on social media and they kind of stop because there's some time you start growing and then you start getting a lot of hate. You get haters, you get negative comments, and that makes you just sometimes feel awful. And even though you can just like block and ignore it, to some degree you can't because we're all human and you feel it. So how do you deal with something like that?
It's hard. I think, honestly, with anything, the more it happens, the easier it gets with anything you do in life. I think I just learned to feel sorry and compassion for these people because if they took the amount of time it took for them to leave a hateful comment on my page and were focusing on themselves and their lives, their family, their business, they would have a better result, right? And so I think what I learned is like you just can't take it personally. People don't treat you how they feel about you. They treat you how they feel about themselves. If you don't have haters, you're not doing anything right, right? The more eyes you get, the more negativity you're going to draw to you, but also positivity. So I always kind of look at it as, you know, I have more positive than negative. So you really, it's like a numbers game, you know? And it can be difficult, but what they want is for you to stop posting so that you don't grow the way that you are. And so if you allow that, you're letting them win. You're letting the people that are trying to hurt you win by stopping being you.
So if you have a very controversial post and somebody just saying, like for example, you had a case with something about Girl Scouts, ridiculous situation. So have you ever taken posts down because it just was so stirring up so much things?
Like they always say, all press is good press. As long as it wasn't anything to get you like canceled, like you're not having medical negligence, you're not saying anything harmful or hurtful, people are going to disagree with you. That's the world we live in. It's freedom of speech. Not everyone's going to agree, and people take things really deep and serious. And I always say, like, go touch grass. It's skincare. I mean, truly, we're not talking politics. We're not talking anything that should cause that much of a negative reaction. So yeah, I just feel sorry for people that think social media is the only world that there is because it's a small portion of our lives.
Does it still bother you sometimes, or you will at this point have such a thick skin that it doesn't bother you
I think
anymore?
after getting divorced, I think you cannot hurt me. I think it took a while. I think growth. I mean, I've been now doing this since, God, I've been on social media since I was 15, but my professional account for 9 years. I think you get used to it. I think the only things that really hurt is when people attack like my family. But me personally, like I know who I am at the end of the day, and I think, you know, I have people that love me and know me, that know who I am, and I always say, like, and, you know, Maria over here is recording, I've had so many people that hated me, and they meet me in person, and they're like, I don't know why I hated you. So it's all a projection, and it's all, you know, they only see one side of me on social media. They don't know me, so I don't take it personal now. If they knew me in real life and they decided they hated me, then maybe I'd be a little sad. Kardashian, think about all these celebrities, like the tabloids, like the magazines talking about the 90s. God, they ripped these girls apart, and they kept going and kept having their legacy. So you really just have to let it roll off your back. Because there's always fear, right, around putting yourself out there. But you can help and touch so many lives by putting yourself out there. So I really just say, think about the people you're helping rather than the 5 trolls that hate you. And even though those 5, it feels like 500 and it hurts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's times it hurts, but you have a mission, and again, you're a good person at the end of the day. If you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, what I'm doing is not causing any harm, it's just haters.
Thank you.
Thank you.